Center really mean?
We're an insurance and financial services company in South Springfield, and 20 years is our anniversary next year. The company has evolved into what it is today, which was a vision of having a one-stop shop.
You hire the best of the best.
Yes, we do. Everybody here to me is family.
Our guiding principles are:
be kind,
speak honestly,
make it simple,
act fairly,
put people over profits. Simple solutions.
Good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us once again on K-ROG Wildcat TV.
Man, you do that so good. You know, for early Monday morning,
Yeah.
that's really an awesome intro.
Well, I ran a radio station in college. I ran KDCR. Drury's.
Seriously?
Yeah, KDCR. Keep Drury College rocking. 5:30 a.m., that's not the time. That's the station. We were on there.
Hey, we need.
That's what we did.
That's what we need a tagline for K-ROG.
Yeah, well, Wildcat TV and radio. Wildcat
Well,
TV,
yeah.
that's all we have. We are LR. By the way, if you want a free LR t-shirt, we're looking kind of low on the screen today. That's kind of weird. There we go. That looks a little better, doesn't it?
Sure.
Okay, I like it better.
What do you think of the beard?
I like the beard. It's coming in nice.
Huh?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Is this November?
It's November. No shave November.
So I didn't shave this morning.
Yep. That's good. Me neither.
Not bad for one day,
Yeah,
right?
that's not bad for one day.
Actually, I've been working on this for like a month and a half.
It's okay. I've been working on mine for about a year, so it takes a while. I've trimmed mine numerous times, actually.
I was never blessed with facial hair.
I wasn't either until I hit about 50, and then I was like, oh, now I can grow a beard finally.
Yeah.
But little Native American in the background, heritage, bloodline for me.
Yeah.
Kind of.
There's not much you haven't done. That's what I've kind of figured out.
Yeah, well, I get bored real easy, so I think that's kind of what the deal is with that.
Yeah. Hey, we got our workshops this week, isn't it? This tomorrow and Wednesday.
I didn't think we were doing any in November. Are we doing some this?
I think we're doing 2 more. We need to check.
That may be
but
news to me.
I think we're shoving 2 more in before
Okay.
you leave for your
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah. Okay.
And
well,
I think, now I could be wrong, but the third kind of, I don't know. So don't hold me to that. But point was, I believe we're doing 2 more workshops this month. So if you haven't come, hey, why not? It'd give you a good topic to discuss
we'll
with
get
your
something
family.
done for you. Yeah, sure.
And, you know, the holidays are coming up. I think that's why we've seen a big influx of people wanting to come into the show. So, or to the workshop. So it's informative. You know what? I get a little amused because when people leave, they go, gosh, I wished I'd have met you guys 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
And it's like dragging teeth sometimes to get people to show up, stuff like that. But everybody seems to have a good time.
But don't wake up 5 or 10 years from now and go, man, I wished I'd have went to that 5 or 10 years ago.
Well, you always deal with people, and they come and say, well, this is what we want to do. And, you know, it's heartbreaking, but sometimes you have to look at them, well, it's too late. You know, we can't do that for you now. You've waited too long, and we can't help you now.
Yeah, actually, you know, those are stories that are, you know, we always like to talk the upbeat and, you know, it's important to plan and all that. But the sad part of it is, in the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks, we've had 2 or 3 people in that either their spouse has already been diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's or something's happened. They've waited till the 9th hour.
Yeah.
Now they want to do their planning, and we can't.
Well, or at least you can't.
We have to take a different approach.
Right. We
more
do have
costly.
to take, yeah, it's not the ideal approach. We can always do something for folks, but we maybe can't do the best because we've just simply waited too long.
That's right.
Before we get in and do stuff. And there's no damage in coming in early, you know.
No, I mean, well, we don't, you know, it's not like we have to mortgage your house to come and talk to us. We're pretty easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And, you know, what's amazing, though, is, you know, people don't realize that you don't have to have all the answers right now.
Well, you're right. And I think that's one of the problems, and I think lawyers are to blame for that, is they've gone through this process, and you've heard me say it before. It's one of the things that we both saw as a problem is you call a law firm and you say, hey, I'd like to get my estate plan down. I want to write a will, and they don't let you come in. They won't talk to you.
Right.
They send you a questionnaire and say, fill this out, send it back, and then you can talk to us.
Yeah.
And that doesn't
And it's
work.
an inch thick. It's
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
40 or 50 pages.
And most of it completely unnecessary, as
Right.
we identified as we put together our simple plan.
Yeah.
Because you just don't need to do that. We can be partners in helping figure out what information do we really need, and what's the best way to go about finding it, instead of just sending you off on your own on basically a wild goose chase to run down a bunch of information that we may or may not need.
Right.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's like, moving the furniture in before the house is built.
Kind of it is. Yeah.
I mean, really,
Yeah, it really is.
Want to look at it that way. You got to have a good foundation. You got to have good walls and roof. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you do all weekend?
Let's see, we had our, is this December?
Not yet. It's November
Okay.
1st.
So I guess
Yesterday was Reformation Day.
what's that mean?
Reformation Day. It's I believe yesterday was the 502nd, 503rd anniversary of Martin Luther nailing his 95 theses to the door at the Wittenberg Chapel to start the Reformation.
That's right. I did know that.
Reformation Day.
I got that confused with Halloween, because in
Some people do.
In my simple mind, that's the way I think.
Yeah.
But we had our 1031 party out at church and had a bazillion.
Is that where you
happy
exchange property?
kids. Yeah.
1031.
Yeah. Our 1030
Nobody gets that but us. That was a real private joke right there.
I
two other people.
I have my property. I give it to the Lord. It's his
1031
anyway.
exchange.
Yep, but we had a bazillion kids. They had a blast, I think. That's always a lot of fun.
Good.
We have we have all the air stuff outside, and then we have all the little things inside, and we have a play, and it's just a lot of fun to see families that don't normally walk on a church's grounds
Sure.
that bring their kids, and, they can enjoy a night. And
Church isn't as scary as they think.
no, it's really not. I used to think it was kind of a big, scary place, and all
Boring,
that.
at least. But
Yeah, and not anymore. I mean,
No. Church has come a long way.
yeah,
Good ways and bad ways, depending on the church. But
Well, and I've noticed that, like Saturday night, several churches in Springfield, they put on their
trunk or treat, fall harvest.
Yep,
Yeah, we did
Halloween
that.
party and all that.
We did that
And
Saturday night.
You know what? I'm glad to see churches getting involved. Gives kids something else and families something else to do besides just drive around.
Yeah, I was driving around with that skeleton hanging out of the back of my truck. You saw that, right? Yep.
Yeah.
A guy at church, a friendly guy, he said, "Hey, was that a lawyer that went up against you in court?" And I said, "No, it was a legalist that got all judgy about Halloween."
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what.
Yeah, and they stuck in the back. So.
I think this is an interesting question. It may be from John Pope. He said 1031 is only valid trading up, right? Was Bruce trading up? Actually, I got a 1031 exchange. You don't have to trade up. That's a different
you can do
transaction.
lateral.
You can do a lateral
laterals.
transaction on
Yeah.
1031. You're just trading property.
So when you're dealing with the Lord, I believe you're trading up.
Always. No, 1031 exchange tends to deal with business property, where it's investment property. You're trading it for a like business property. 1031 exchange, there's no
avoid-
tax due.
Right.
The trading up tends to be when you are selling your personal residence and you're reinvesting the gain into a new residence. You don't have to pay tax on the gain
Right.
as your personal residence. So that's a different issue, but great question.
Yeah, it's a good question. And, since we're on 1031, because I brought it up, you can sell a restaurant and invest it in a multi-family housing complex, or the other way around. You don't have to do the exact same business.
Right.
And a lot of people think you have to stay, if I
In your
just
lane.
sold a restaurant, I got to buy a restaurant.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. So that's a lot of people aren't aware of that, and that's a real good way to avoid current tax on gains. And we can help and advise people on
And then
that.
when you're all done, we roll it into a charitable remainder trust. You get an immediate tax benefit.
Yeah.
You get to draw income off of it the rest of your life and then benefit a charity at some point in the future.
Down the road.
It's a great
and
idea.
we brought that up the other day with a client, and they were amazed.
Oh, yeah.
They had no idea
Yeah, and it's
that
a-
there was anything like that, and they wanted to give money to their church, and then
It's a
things
wonderful
like that.
tool. Yeah,
And
if you
it
have
is a good tool.
if you have a charity that you want to, if you have appreciated property stocks, real estate, anything like that. If you have a significantly appreciated property that creates a tax problem for you, and of course our current administration is creating all kinds of tax problems. Tax on unrealized gains. That is insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
We can talk about that some other time, but that's just
Well, that's
nuts.
a socialist mentality. So I say we blow the bridges at the Mississippi.
We're gonna
We join forces with Texas and Oklahoma.
we're gonna
and we put a
see you later.
we
A
put,
wall.
I was waving at Junior there. No, we put a wall up and we join forces and
is that-
we control the food supply. So
That's true.
Let them come to us and negotiate.
That would
I'm
work,
okay with
but
that.
Yeah. Tax on unrealized. It's like taxing on money we think you might have earned.
Right.
Yeah, it's not okay. Golly, boy, that went left or right real fast. That
Yeah.
took a hard turn. I can't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, I can't
the charitable remainder trust. Well, if you're looking at a tax problem like that and you want to avoid that, because tax avoidance is okay, you can
Yeah.
avoid taxes.
Yeah. You just can't evade taxes.
You can't evade taxes.
Right.
So we can avoid taxes with charitable remainder trusts, and they're a fun tool, particularly if you have a charity that you like that you want to bless.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And not very many people are aware that's out there.
Yep.
And they're amazed when we give them the basics of it. So
If you want to know more, give us a call. Give Bruce a call at the Resource Center, 882-1800. We'd be happy to talk to you. Come to if we're having those workshops. Come.
Yep. Thank you, John Pope, for derailing this train.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We'll see you.